welcome back to the studio for another installment of the 94 podcast. I'm joined here with some guests, and I'm also here with my co-host, Jim Bushy, live in Green Bay, repping the Vikings colors for Packer Week. Love that. But yeah, I'm Brook. I'm joined here with Cody Hommedahl, yeah, you go ahead and introduce yourself, and then also everybody can introduce themselves. We got some of the players here that Cody coaches as well, and is part of the organization, the St. Paul Bears.
Wyoming Calvary.
Wyoming Calvary.
Yeah,
Thank you for the correction there.
No worries. I'm Cody Hommedahl, defensive coordinator, assistant head coach for the Wyoming Calvary. This is my first year with the team, coming from the St. Paul Bears, coming from a championship-winning organization. And just a winning tradition. I'm excited to bring that over to Wyoming, along with a few of my dogs with me. We got DK Whitfield, Brad Buchman, and Tyree Bostick. And we're just excited. We're getting ready for training camp and tryouts, and then training camp, and just ready to get rolling. We got less than a month, 28 days. And with the holiday season, time's going to fly. So we got to get ready.
For sure. I know. Thank you for that introduction there, Cody. A lot to unpack here on the 94 podcast, and so grateful to have you guys here at the table in studio to talk football. And DK, we could start with you in regards to just like your story with football, and everybody can go ahead and introduce themselves with their story about football and how they got involved with arena football.
Started off as a basketball player, actually. But then about 9 years old, discovered a football team. Well, they more like discovered me. I was always like the biggest in the room and whatnot. Bethune Bears, that's what I started off with. And 9 years old, and then just kept on going. Played for Robertsdale Cooper High School. Went to Southwest Minnesota State University. And bounced back to a JUCO, Iowa Central. Came back home. Somebody told me about semi-pro. Told me, I could still go get some film, get back in college if I wanted to. I was just like, I kind of gave up on the whole college thing and came back and just had fun, just playing the game down. It grew to love. And then here we go now with arena and getting back to it, just having fun and collecting the check to do so.
That's awesome. Yeah, and you're representing the local community here. You said Cooper Hawks, and then also attending, you said Southwest?
Yep.
Southwest.
SMSU.
SMSU. Cool. That, and being able to play football, what does that mean to you today?
It's my outlet, man. It's home for me. Anybody who's getting on the field with me know it's a switch that's flipped. It's just I'm not this person at all. I just turn into just a different person, just happy but angry at the same time, just channeling that anger just towards just hitting somebody, that physical contact. I love it. I love a competitive nature. I love just being around winning culture. And it's just an outlet for me. It's therapy for me. I look forward to every football game that I go into and leave real satisfied.
For sure. Absolutely. Just having that winning mentality.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Losing never a possibility.
What's that?
Losing is never an option.
Losing is never an option, right? Non-negotiable. Non-negotiable, for sure. Yeah, we'll go ahead and have you also tell your story about football.
Yeah, so similar, backstory. I've been playing since I was a kid. Grew up in Andover, graduated in 2013, so that's where I was playing at. Always wanted to play college ball. Worked my ass off. Unfortunately, that dream didn't come to fruition when I was at St. Cloud State. I had a couple tryouts set up, but coach decided not to show up. And so I kind of gave up on that route and discovered semi-pro football. And so 10 years of playing semi-pro and then a couple arena opportunities with the Minneapolis Warriors, and discovering, the game and how different it is, how fast-paced, the atmosphere and the interaction with the fans was crazy. And so when the opportunity came with the St. Paul Bears to play at home, it was a no-brainer.
Absolutely. So you're following Cody from the St. Paul Bears to the Wyoming Calvary.
Yes, sir.
All right. Awesome. All right. Last but not least.
So my football career started back when I was 4 years old in Florida, and everybody knows Florida is a great hub for football. And just come from championship winning teams down there, and I was one of the guys that was always older but lighter. So I just always felt like I had this chip on my shoulder to try to play bigger than what I was. Not too many guys were playing both sides of the ball, and that's something I felt like has stuck with me. I got the opportunity to go to Bethel College in the NEIA and be the only freshman to play every single game for the college, and I played at free safety the whole year. I ended up leaving there, and my mom passed away my freshman year of college to cancer, so I just had a lot of stuff going on and got back home to Florida and realized, want to keep going to school, want to keep playing, and I ended up going to Botanu in North Dakota, to a JUCO up there, playing corner, and then still some shaky things with school-wise, just trying to find myself, and I ended up at Rochester Community College for about 2 years during COVID, and I ended up with a full ride scholarship to William Penn University. And then that's where, I was engaged and just life was hitting, and I was there for about a month and a half, went through camp, went through our first game of the season, and I left school. And about a week after I left, I got a call from one of the IFL coaches with Quad City Steamrollers asking me to come to camp. And that's how my whole arena dream and journey came about. I didn't come in as prepared as I was. I gotten cut from Quad Cities and Duluth as well, but it's still, I got that dog in me. I know what it takes to, you're not prepared this time, and got to get it right this time. And I hope to come in here with Cody to lead a team. And I loved how he coached me with our semi-pro team in Rochester with the Freeze, and I know what he's about, and I would like to be a part of this journey as well.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing your stories. Thank you. And then Cody, you can kind of also add some color too, as well as your story about football, and also what, all these players mean to you.
Yeah. I mean, I played in a small town, Cannon Falls, both sides of the ball, wide receiver, defensive back. We were just a running team, so I didn't get a lot of spot at wide receiver. Just loved the defensive back position. Just loved hitting. Was going to go to Rochester Community and Technical College down with you and play, but my grandparents got sick. I grew up on a farm, so I had just chose to go back and help them out. And shortly after they both passed away, I decided to try to get back into the sport. Got a position as a defensive backs coach with the Minnesota Vipers. The next year I was with the Twin Cities SaberCats, moved to the Med City Freeze. That's where I first met Tyree. And, after a few years there, moved on to the Minneapolis Warriors. Shout out Coach MJ. And then after 1 year with them, I got an opportunity to be the head coach GM of the St. Paul Bears. So I took it and ran with it. It was a growing process. I wasn't going through anything. I was growing through it.
Sure.
And I knew that going in. But that's just how you elevate. You got to stay uncomfortable, live uncomfortable, and just keep on challenging yourself. And then, shortly after the season began, I got reached out by Wyoming Calvary and just presented me an opportunity to further my career. And I had to take it. You never know when those opportunities are going to come back. So,
absolutely. It's like when opportunity meets preparation.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, these players, semi-pro football is, like DK said, it's an outlet. It's an opportunity for these guys to, still play that game, still be part of that family that football brings. These guys mean the world to me. I just turned 35. I'm around these guys' age anyway. So it's I can relate to them. I can get along with them. We mesh. I'm a player's coach, so I'm very transparent. Whatever I know, they'll know, and they know that. So I appreciate everyone that I've coached, everyone that I will coach. It's a passion. I love it.
That's awesome. And it definitely emanates in regards to the room here, and you guys feel like you guys are definitely like a brotherhood in regards to like what football means to each and one of all of you guys in regards to like your story and how you guys kind of all found each other in regards to this path of football. Jim, you got any other questions for these gentlemen here?
I mean, I got a bunch of questions. Let's start with the one I love to ask all newcomers. What got you into sports? Like, I know for the players, it's for the love of the game, but like for Coach Cody, what got you into coaching? Like, was it just like growing up, you always wanted to do it? Was it something that was offered to you and you wanted to do it? Or was it just something like you always wanted to do?
I've always wanted to do it. My favorite video game is Madden. I'll play that 24/7 if I could. I wouldn't go to work and I'd just stay home and play it, honestly. And when I play it, I spend more time doing the little things than actually playing the game. I love building the team. I love making the playbooks, all of that. So when this opportunity came, it was a no-brainer. I had to. It was a dream come true.
It was real life.
Is there a favorite play that,
Oh, real life. Yeah.
what to say, is there a favorite play that you want to take from Madden you put in your playbook at all?
There's a few, and I'm not gonna. I can't give up my secrets because if I go live and start playing people, I'm gonna just not have game no more.
Fair.
Who do you like to? I mean, everybody here played Madden, but who's your team?
Cincinnati Bengals.
Cincinnati Bengals. Yep. Okay.
It started with Chad Johnson, Ocho Cinco. You know what I'm saying?
Oh gosh. Okay. For sure. Everybody here Madden players?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We should definitely get
CAA now.
NCAA. Okay. Okay. Now that it's back. Yeah. I know Jim, you're a big NCAA guy. We should definitely sponsor some kind of like tournament or something for some charity. Yeah.
I'd like that.
Yeah. Okay. That was just an idea that popped in my head, before the show. So this is natural that you guys are big gamers, and I'm, obviously we got Jim on Discord here, so we could definitely do like some streaming with that. So just some opportunities there. But yeah, just wanted to kind of also open up here for you, Tyree. You said Florida, so like what part of Florida? I usually don't have Daytona Beach. Okay,
So you were going both ways in the Florida heat. Yeah, I mean, sure. That's where we got also where you get spring ball down there. You don't get spring ball here, so it's good weather where you can be outside 24/7. And most of us, play multi-sports. So that's something I always did. My entire life was baseball, basketball, football, a little bit of soccer. But other than that, coming up here to Minnesota, like you said, has led me to meeting people with football. Like, I was in Quad Cities. There was a dude we graduated the same class in Florida. We were near the same schools, and we were like, he knew a couple people that I knew on like just the football world that it brings you to. So
absolutely. And yeah, just being introduced to Cody. I don't know, like, are you familiar with Coach Chauncey?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's how our circles kind of collide there. So
yeah, I was briefly with Chauncey on the Hopkins staff during his first year. Shout out to him too. He's doing amazing work over there. Man, I'm happy to see it. Keep it up.
Yeah, absolutely. You got Coach of the Year. So yeah, we just had him like 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to Chauncey. So and you said the season's coming up here. So we can talk about the season here. Positions. You quarterback? No. Or you're the quarterback. Okay. My bad. You're going to be we do maybe a wildcat with him. He's topping my. Yeah, let's do it. Athlete. So quarterback, right? Okay. Tell me about it. Like in regards to like what's the biggest like thing that you love about the position as quarterback?
So honestly, I've been playing DB most of my life up until about 2 years ago. I had an opportunity to play against the Duluth Monsters in their inaugural game, and there was a quarterback needed to be played, and I knew I could step in. I threw 5 TDs versus them, and I had a couple coaches say, hey, you need to switch positions. So in the last year, I got on my semi-pro team, went out there. Our 2 starting quarterbacks got hurt first 3 games. I ended up leading us to a 7-1 record. That's the highest that they've had in their, history of Albert Lee Grizzlies. And just the competitiveness to be that leader to, hey, the game falls on your shoulders. If you make a mistake, everybody's looking at you, and to know that, hey, I can still bounce back after a mistake. And I just have been on plenty of teams where offense can't get anything rolling. Some of the quarterbacks can't get things rolling. I want to be able to take charge and be a part of leading the offense as well.
Okay, absolutely. So you embrace the fact that, all eyes are on you and everybody's watching you, how you're moving and being a leader and being able to move forward. Okay, that's very cool. Tell me your position so I don't make a mistake.
Oh, you're good. Yeah. So main position now is linebacker. in the arena game, there's the MAC, which is the linebacker on the field, and then the Jack is kind of like a safety linebacker hybrid. So I'll hop in there too a little bit.
Okay. Cool. And I guess what brought you to that position where you were just like, hey, I want to be able to hit somebody or make some plays?
So my entire life I played safety for like the first 18 years that I played football. And I grew a little bit. I played with the Twin Cities SaberCats back in 2021, and they had a pretty solid secondary. But they were struggling in the box, and their coach was like, "Hey man, if we got a spot at linebacker," and I was like, "All right, put on some weight." First few years, it was kind of like sea legs. Like, even though you're playing on the same field, you're playing the same game. Like, there's intricacies to every position, and so I was used to being a top-down safety. Sure. So now going in the box against guys his size, when I've always been smaller, trying to find different ways to go about that. And then, I love hitting people. So
For sure. I got that. All right. So DK.
O-line.
O-line. All right. You're the quarterback's best friend.
Right.
Yeah.
You're right. And I actually take that position. I don't take it lightly. I take it serious. I love the fact that I can be looked at as the protector on the field. And, even off the field, our quarterbacks know, even on social media, regardless of what situation in life, I'm protecting the quarterback. I love that aspect of the position. Started off as a DN, actually. I was a lot lighter than I am now, a lot quicker on my feet. But as food started to taste better, I put on some pads. So then I just got strictly just O-line, tackle, whatnot. And I just like how like the trenches is like a whole separate game. It's like, you're hitting somebody every single play.
Right.
You just up close and personal every single time with the biggest, strongest dudes on the field. I like that. I like that challenge. Just the technique part of it, just knowing, all right, this guy's quicker. All right, let me put my right foot back a little bit more. Let me stagger a little bit more. Kick back faster, things like that. Or this dude is stronger. All right, let me anchor down, squat, use my legs. And so I just like the whole just unknowing part of the O-line position, and just like it's like a chess match. The dude can hit you with a spin move this play, come hit you with a bull rush next play because you're going to be light on your feet, and just things like that. So it's all just fun, and then just knowing that I'm not finna mess with my brothers while I'm out here. Everybody know. Scuffle out there, I'm first one to it. For sure. And that's not finna go down while I'm out here.
Right.
I like to idolize like Trent Williams,
Yeah.
Christian Darrisaw, those type of players, be that type of physical presence on the field.
Absolutely. You definitely need that for a winning formula.
Yeah.
From your offensive line, for sure. All right. So, Cody, what position did you play with during your playing days?
Wide receiver.
Wide receiver.
Yeah.
Okay.
First wide receiver. Randy Moss was the idol.
Sure.
Sure. But like I said, we didn't pass the ball. It was veer, midline, just runs left and right. So when I did get a pass, it was always one of those suicide passes over the middle. Hospital ball. Oh, yeah. It's real. I got pissed off at that, and I was like, instead of getting hit, man, I'm going to lay it. I'm going to give it that work. So I switched over to DB. First was corner, and then I really started to show that physicality, so I moved to safety. But yeah, I like giving that work. Just laying
the wood, man. Yeah. Big hits.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I'd much rather give the hit than take it. That's for sure.
For sure.
The hammer, not the nail. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Jim, you got any questions in regards to just the conversation so far?
Yeah, no. So, as you all said, you guys played football growing up. You played it outside. You had Florida, Minnesota, everywhere. Was there or is there a big difference from playing on a big field to the arena? Because I've been in a couple games here in Green Bay. Has there been any changes you had to make in your game that you had to adjust to, or is it just you just go out there and do the same thing over and over again?
I would say just from my experience so far in arena, you got to come prepared. You can't come in thinking that just your talent's going to do everything for you. You got to come in and, ask questions when you don't understand something. be working out, try to eat as best as you can, be a leader in the community. If you can't do all those intangibles, I don't think, you're going to last long in the arena. And it's also about who you know as well. You could come in there like we're going in with Cody as our coach. We're going in there to fight with him. It's other people that, don't know who Cody is. He's going to come in there and it's just like, this gives you a little upper leg because you played for this coach before. He knows what you can do, but you still got to go out there and perform and show that, hey, you still deserve this spot as well before somebody else. So.
Awesome.
Yeah. As far as like adapting to the field size, like the game's definitely a lot quicker because of it. It's more compact. Tyree was saying earlier, like you get caught with one double move and that's a touchdown because there's only 50 yards between end zones. But at the same time, like if you do your job, like you can give an offense hell as long as you're making plays. And for me, I thought the biggest adjustment was going to be the wall, but that thing is my friend, man. Buy head first into that if it means I'm putting you into the wall too. So
I even hurt my neck a couple times when I'm in that wall, and then, trying to make a tackle, miss, just hit the wall head first. So that's shock down your neck. But my biggest adjustment was everybody's athletes out there. It's like 11 man. You get a lot of solid tankle D tackles. So you don't have to move as quickly. But like in the arena, you got to be in shape. Just like how you said, like it's a quick game. It's shorter drives, I feel like, but it's an offensive league, so you're getting a lot of points put up. It's shorter drives, so it was just the athletes part of it, and everything's just right there. It's congested, it's not as much like pulling and screens and whatnot. It's just a mano a mano, me versus that DN, and he got the whole field to work with. So right. I don't got no help, no double team. My center and the other tackle that they already got their hands tied up. So if I get beat, I get beat. So it just made you lock in, which is don't get beat.
Just don't get beat on that.
Yeah, don't get beat.
Yeah, I would say the atmosphere was the most was the thing that stuck out to me.
Yeah.
The fans, 11 man, they're back in the stands, chilling, trying to yell. These guys are right there on the field, right behind you. It's so loud. When we're down, you give me help. Yeah, it's insane. We were talking in the break room earlier about when we were with the Minneapolis Warriors playing the Omaha Beef, how loud that was, and just the adjustments that we had to make on the fly. DK, we couldn't hear the quarterback, couldn't hear hand claps or nothing. So we just literally had to make a hand signal. DK would tap the center and we'd do our thing. But
that was our cadence.
Yeah, it was the cadence. Yeah, on the fly. So it's just the speed of the game too. I love action. That's why I love football. I hate like golf or NASCAR. I'll fall asleep during that. I need constant action, and the fact that arena, you don't get as much time on that play clock. Everything's sped up. I love it.
Okay, so it's fast action, fast play. So
you have to be on your toes. You got it with all the crowd noise and everything, the atmosphere, all that. You got to be mentally strong. You got to be able to just tune that out. I love the players that I've coached. I've been blessed because we could be down 21 points. They're not going to get down on each other. We've been there before. We came back and won the game. It's nothing. We just got to focus up and get back to work. So I love it.
No, that's a great mentality, just to know that the game's not over just because, they got a couple scores on you guys, and just realizing that, like, that's a good metaphor for life, that it's not over. It doesn't matter what the scoreboard's saying right now. You got to realize, like, hey, you got to come together, realize that, hey, you can create a plan to get that win, to become a champion, and know that it takes a special group of people to win that game, which is life. And also in the correlation, football helps you, kind of just gives you lessons in life as well. Yep. Are you guys big college fans? I don't know if you guys watch. You a big college fan?
Big Fighting Irish fan.
Big Fighting Irish. Okay, you and Jim will get along. Okay, he's a big Fighting Irish.
As I've been a Notre Dame fan my entire life, even living in Florida, so definitely.
You like Coach Freeman?
Oh yeah, I do. I think he's a player's coach, and just to see like what they're getting coming in this recruiting classes coming up, with knowing what their schedule is turning into in the next couple of years, playing Clemson and the Alabamas and stuff. I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen with them.
Absolutely. I think they'll get them a national championship. Maybe this year, maybe next year, but they'll get one.
They should be in the playoff. Right?
They should definitely be in the playoffs. I don't care what Miami's saying. You lost to 2 unranked teams, so.
Big college fan, yes?
Yeah, I've grown more into the college game lately. It's all about the U, man.
Nah.
That's the only Minnesota team that I don't cheer for is my college team. And it's all about the U, man. Okay, so it's been a couple heartbreakers this year and last year. I thought Cam Ward had it for sure, but that defense was a liability. And now, yeah, they're putting it together. They've come back from
I got a great receiver. Malachi Tony.
Man, he's a dog. So, yeah, I grew up like watching like the Willis McGahee years. Santana Moss was one of my favorite receivers growing up, and Ed Reed is Sean Taylor, and Ed Reed. That whole 2002 era. So yeah, I just grew up loving that that team, and I'm glad we're back, but we'll see.
Yeah. No, absolutely. No, that's cool to kind of just hear everybody's background. College football.
I love the Gophers. Roll the boat. Sky-U-Ma. We're not doing so hot this year, but
Okay.
it's all right. Drake Lindsey, he's growing. Darius Taylor, I feel bad for him. He deserves a lot more touches and a lot more production, but it is what it is. I've always just been a hometown team fan.
Sure.
My grandpa is just always Timberwolves, Twins, Vikings, everything. But I have been becoming a fan of Ohio State just because I've been doing this show with Coach Vincent Fordner-Bay over in Michigan.
Okay.
He's a big Michigan fan, but go Scarlet and Red, you know what I'm saying? It's totally good, so you got to go on. So, yeah, just got to give that shout out, but yeah, go Gophers.
Okay.
I contrary to popular belief, I haven't really been a college fan. I just kind of like hear like what's trending or whatever. Lately, I've been into it more. Like Deion Sanders and Colorado Bucks. Everybody is watching them, Travis Hunter and all them get invested in their careers. If I'm a root for anybody to win, I'm gonna win. I'm gonna go for the Gophers. It's like Cody said, I gotta go. I'm a hometown fan. My favorite team across the board in any sport will always be whoever played closest to me. So, Vikings, Timberwolves, Gophers, Wild, Twins, whatever.
Okay.
But yeah, I've always been more of just an NFL fan.
Sure.
I watch the Gophers a little more now because Jackson Howard plays there. He played at the same high school as me, Cooper. So I watched to see him ball out. I remember seeing him this big, and just it's crazy seeing him just on the big stage now. Like I said, I watch Ohio State because they're an entertaining team to watch. But other than that, I'm really just locked in the NFL for real.
For sure. I got you. Big NFL games this week. Jim's ready for the showdown between the Vikings and Packers. And he's actually lives in Green Bay. So I actually got to visit him for the NFL draft. Jim, the whole newsroom, are they they got pitchforks and what this? They must not like you. You're not really popular, I think.
Burn the car.
I may not be the least popular guy here because there is a Chicago Bear fan here. But I hold my own against these guys. I hold my own. I'm trying to get a little fun bet going on, but no one's taking it. But yeah, no, it's fine. It's not so I'm originally from Connecticut, so you're not getting those people walking up to you, flipping you off, calling you all these names. It's different, but at the same time, you gotta sit your down. If you understand, our record may not be great, but hey, we're coming out. We're going to play every game. We're gonna come out. We're gonna win this game 27-26. Final kick. Putting my foot on it.
Okay. Well, hopefully you can get a taker because I feel like this could be a trap game that the Vikings could sneak out. Because I'm a big Vikings fan, just like Jim is. Surprisingly, we actually ran into each other at a Vikings-Packer game about 2 years ago. That's how we crossed paths, and now we're doing a podcast together. So just a crazy way of how fate works in regards to just people's paths just crossing and just kind of hearing your guys' story. Just want to also share a little bit about the 94 podcast and how we became, a podcast and a duo that, we've been, just having guests, but nothing like this. This is a cool experience to have you guys here and just hearing everybody's like story and how you guys are like kind of like puzzle pieces that work together. It's cool. What's your thoughts on Shedeur Sanders? Because I know that's a big topic for NFL fans. He's going to be making his first career start. What do you guys think is going to come from it?
I feel like we can't expect no 300-yard, 5 touchdown, blowout type of game. He's still in the Browns. They still got – it's still the Browns, you know what I mean? They paid their top quarterback a lot of money, which, obviously takes a lot of money from the talent you can surround them with. So it's like, just the talent not really there surrounding him. But as long as he just makes the right reads, just look good mechanically, and, is accurate, obviously, when he let the ball fly. I feel like you can't really say nothing negative about him and just make the right decisions. We can't have all that backyard, backfield trying to run around. It's not Colorado no more. So I feel like that's the biggest thing he got to tweak is just get the ball out, stop trying to look like Patrick Mahomes back there.
Right. I think that's well said. In just saying that the game's faster, so you have to respect like the level of the athlete that's going to be competing with you. And I think Shedeur has learned in small doses. Now that he's going to be like the starter from the top of the game, that would be interesting to see that. And also, I don't know, Cody, just get your thoughts on Shedeur Sanders. I know he's a big topic.
I mean, I think he's got that dog in him. I think he's going to come out with a fire, and just try to prove everybody wrong. I'm with DK. I don't think he's going to throw for 300-400, but, just enough to get that win, That's where it starts. Just get that win. You can build on everything else later. Everything else will come, so.
You can ask for a better start. He's going against the Raiders.
Going against the Raiders, yeah, all right.
That's ideal for him.
Mm-hmm. Against a team that passed up on him, right. With Tom Brady as the minority owner,
I mean, there's a reason that he was being talked at as is it going to be him or Cam Ward? Like that conversation was going for a minute on who was going first. So like obviously it's the on-field stuff, and like I feel like there's too much of a microscope on these kids. Like he's fresh out of college, like everybody wants to basically watch your every move like you're supposed to be perfect, and like I don't think he's done anything bad in my opinion. But there was a lot of hype coming out, and so obviously the eyes are all going to be on you. I think he's got the tools. I think he's got the talent. I want to see him succeed. Yeah, I don't think it's going to all come together right away, but I definitely am glad he's getting his shot.
For sure. No, absolutely. That'll definitely be a game to watch this week to see how Shedeur Sanders goes up against Las Vegas in that defense, which hasn't been historically that. I mean, we saw him on Monday night. I mean, you got a hungover CD Lamb and George Pickens putting up numbers. Hey, it's Vegas. It's gonna be part of that. I guess that signature lifestyle, just like that. Play hard and also be able to show the results on the field. And I think with Shedeur being outside of his dad's shadow, I think that's going to help him, and realizing that prime time is a character and his dad is Dion, and I feel like we got to see a little bit more of Dion being his dad and not being prime time. So that was kind of cool, being able to see a game up close and like personal, being on the sideline. Shout out to Scott Gross, who actually lives out in Arizona. He was able to get me like field passes to go see Colorado versus Arizona last year, and getting to see Colorado and seeing Shedeur, Shiloh, and even Dion's other son that's like a filmographer that just follows the whole team around. That was cool to kind of just see that up close. But now that it's on the pro level, it's cool to see that Shedeur is being able to prove all the naysayers wrong and get this opportunity. And I do want to see him succeed. I mean, obviously, because, you know, he got humbled and he was picked, day 3? I feel like, all right, he's got to move past that whole NFL draft fiasco, because that was just insane. I've never seen anything like that in any professional sport. Because he was projected, top 10 pick?
Top 3.
Top 3. Yeah,
Quarterbacks to go.
yeah, out of quarterbacks to go between Cam Ward and Shadur. Those are the top picks, and then he ends up just falling to day 3, which was unprecedented. But we're past that. He's with the Browns. I don't know if he's going to be there long term because of the way that they've handled it. I feel like Kevin Stefanski has definitely gotten a lot of blowback in regards to, like, hey, this is not how you're supposed to operate
Right.
a locker room.
Right.
So
With him not getting any reps with the ones.
exactly. Not getting any reps for the ones. Like, how do you prepare someone for success if you're not giving them any opportunities in practice? Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jim, your take as well. I mean, I want to include you. I know you're also listening in on this.
I mean, yeah, Shador, he gets the core. I agree with you. He's not going to have that room for long. I think being away from his father is going to be a big help for him. He's going to be able to learn. He's not going to be able to be with his dad, has his dad speak for him. He can finally reach out for himself. So it's going to be interesting to see how he does against the Raiders. I mean, they're playing the Raiders. They haven't looked good all season long. So I don't know. Should be a good matchup. Just gotta wait and see what happens.
Absolutely. I think that would definitely be one of the most talked about games for sure between 2 and 8 teams. Quick update. I know we got a Gopher fan here, and we also have a Miami fan. First off, we have the University of Miami is up 27-10 right now. That's a fourth quarter score. And I did see with the Gophers, it was 35-35 all. Oh, so
Northwestern?
against Northwestern, yeah. So I know that was just kind of mind blowing in regards. That game's being played in Wrigley Field. I'm a big Cubs guy. Yeah, that's cool. That's a cool venue to have.
Yes, it's a good game in Wrigley, but against Northwestern.
I mean, they played Michigan pretty tough last week too.
Northwestern.
I know it's Northwestern.
Say did Michigan win on a game-winning field goal, or was that?
I think I think they did win last second. Yep, field goal. Yep. That was a good game last week.
Playing down to the competition.
I know that. That's it though. With a lot of college football is kind of any given Saturday. I don't know if you saw South Carolina and Texas A&M. South Carolina jumped out to a 27-3 lead, and then Texas A&M start back, and then they had their biggest comeback in school history. Down. I think it was down 27. They were down. I think it was
31-3.
Yeah, 30-3 or 30-3. Yeah, 30-3. Yeah, final score 31-3. Yeah. So just knowing that hey, you don't know facing these college teams. These teams are just going to give it their all. I feel like more than sometimes the pros, they might be like, hey, we got the bag, and we're just going to be settled with hey, I'm probably not going to be here long term. Some of these kids are like, hey, this might be the last time I lace them up playing football.
Well, and there's just a different philosophy to it too, because obviously, you got coaches, like Andy Reid, who's coaching, currently in the midst of the Kansas City dynasty. They're a phenomenal team. He doesn't care about regular season wins as long as he gets enough to get them into the playoffs. But that's all they need, and obviously they've been successful. But at the college level, you need those regular season wins to make the end of the season meaningful. So it's completely different mentality where you can't cash it in and just go on to next week. You got to fight to the end of every game.
Right. Every game counts even that much.
Yeah.
Right. All right. Vikings, Packers. We got to talk about that. I mean, we got huge Vikings fans here. 9. Let's talk about 9. What is that? What?
Kill that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Kill that was smart. Did that somebody.
Kneecaps intact. I mean, you hear some of the things that like a bottle about to come off the cork, right? Like, yeah.
He has some of the corniest metaphors. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Yes,
Well, we're playing in Lambeau, so if history repeats itself, we'll win 27-24 on some last-second bullshit. But, man, he's got to figure it out. There were 6 quarterbacks in that draft, and of those 6, he was the 6th one I would have taken. I'll leave it at that.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah.
Oh, man, that's fair. I'm sorry, man.
I agree with that.
I feel like Jaden Daniels was one of those guys that I was trying to see if we could trade up for. Or Drew, man.
Yeah, I was big on Jaden and Bo Nix.
Okay.
Yeah, and we had an opportunity at Bo, so that one stung a little bit for me personally.
For sure.
I want to see him succeed. He hasn't shown me anything yet to say that he's growing. I know it's only been 5 starts, now 6, but it's the same thing every single week with a couple flashes here and there, and that's just not the recipe. Like, I need to see growth and production. So
That's valid.
I will say he doesn't give up. He keeps fighting. He's got a couple of those fourth quarter comebacks. So I mean, he has that clutch gene kind of in him, but he just doesn't give up. You know, some people just throw in the towel like, scratch this one. Let's get ready for next week, and he keeps going. So I mean, I got to give him that. But hopefully our O-line can do their job, and hopefully KOC runs the ball.
Run the ball.
KOC.
That's a message directly to you. Run the ball.
He's probably watching this.
I hope he probably run the ball, KOC. You know,
somewhere in Appleton, Wisconsin, he's watching this.
Yeah, I think y'all hit the nail on the head. My biggest complaint of him is just like how inaccurate he is. Like regardless of all the other shit going on, like just hit your target. There's just so many balls just over a person's head. They gotta come back to the ball and all. It's just too many just inaccurate passes. Like with the ball just hitting the turf. You threw how many picks last game? So it's just like things like that. Like it just gets to a point where I'm not even blaming coaching O-line or how young he is anymore. It's just you're just not an accurate quarterback, and that's how I feel about him. Just like Brad said, like how to took anybody else in the draft over you. Your whole draft class is balling right now. You're the only one stinking up the place. And hate that Minnesota got to be the one to deal with it, but I'm just hoping KOC just help him out, figure him out, and correct all his mistakes and get him right. But as of right now, it ain't looking too good.
Right. I mean, you sit at 4-6 right now. And Brad, you mentioned that like it was not the growth that you were looking for, especially with not having the chemistry with Justin Jefferson, one of the all-time wide receivers that are, in the game right now. I feel like you got to fix that chemistry. I feel like without having that chemistry and then being able to rely on JJ in those big spots, I mean, like, I'll give him credit. And you mentioned this, Cody. He didn't give up. He didn't give up even though it looked like it was very dark and very bleak going into that final drive where things were not working. What can you expect to see in the remaining 7 games in the season that you would like to see? Would you like to see him like work on his mechanics, which is kind of crazy to think a quarterback of his stature being able to get drafted in the first round still is having mechanical issues?
Yeah, well, I think like a lot of the hype when he was coming out was the fact that he had this just cannon of an arm. Like he throws a fastball, but you watch him throw and he throws like a pitcher. And like that's not how a quarterback's supposed to throw. Like he's kicking his back leg out, swinging it way out. He's not staying balanced. And like I'll give him that. Like some of the plays he did make last week, receivers dropped the ball, but they're also very sure-handed receivers. Like you got Adam Thielen, Jordan Addison, and Hawkinson dropping passes, and they've always been like, well, Hawkinson and Adam Thielen were always like the third down sticks guys. Like we need a first down, like they'll catch it. So that tells me that the ball's also coming in too hot. So you got to learn how to put the right touch on the passes, not just get it there as fast as you can. But for me, like I wouldn't mind being at 4-6 if there was visible growth. But how do you start the Detroit game with 2 great drives and then you don't play very well the entire rest of the game? And then against Chicago, you don't play well until the very last drive. Like, it's so inconsistent. So if there could be some consistency and some visible growth, then I think we, like, with his mentality, like, there is promise there. And I think it's just hard for Vikings fans, like, moving on from Darnold and Daniel Jones. I personally didn't see the Daniel Jones thing coming where he lighting it up this year.
Daniel Jones didn't see that coming.
Right. But Jones, I think that's just pouring salt in the wound when we're watching them succeed and we're sitting here in this situation. And I think that's just the curse of a Vikings fan. You know, we always seem to be looking for a quarterback when we got a team, and then when we don't have a team, we have a decent quarterback, and it's just like this revolving door of like going back and forth. And so when we had a quarterback in the room that we could have paid and let JJ develop, I think that was the option that I personally would have gone with. But yeah, I'll pass it over.
We ain't never got two things that go together, huh? Yeah. But what was the question again, my bad?
No, that's fine. I can repeat it here. What would you like? Oh yeah, like in the last 7 games here with JJ.
I would like to see him play every game. Don't
survive the schedule.
Yeah, just let him get the reps. Clearly, that's what he needs. You know, even in college, he was on a run-first offense, and like he didn't get any reps last year for obvious reasons. And if we're gonna stick with him, you know, he's a first-round guy. Let's get him as many live, big Sunday reps as possible, so he can, you know, so we can at least have a for sure answer at the end of the season. Because right now, like, I feel like there's still so much uncertainty right now. Like, we still don't know what J.J. McCarthy is made of.
Right.
So I feel like 7 games later, you would have a for sure answer. You know, it would be a big sample size to the point where, you know, for a fact, either he's going to be our guy next year or he's not.
Absolutely.
So I'd like to see him get as many reps, put him as many football situations as possible. You know, go for it on 4th down a couple times, see how the kid operates in those situations. You know, just throw him to the wolves and just let him eat.
Right, let him eat. Like it's like in that do or die situation at that last drive, he was converting those 4th down plays. He was finding Naylor for a 1st down. He was able to get that touchdown to Jordan as they might have scored a little too early. And that might have come back to like, yeah, they were talking about like this, like during the game, like Tom Brady was breaking down the game. They said like, well, they got about like 50 seconds to score here, but that whole offensive drive, they were just like, we just got to score. Because, like, there was no guarantee at that point.
With a quarterback like that and defense like that, if I'd had a say so in doing it like that all over again, I'd do it like that again. Just because I'm gambling on our defense over trying to kill clock just to, you know, guarantee a touchdown for J.J. McCarthy. That's not what I would have gambled on. So I feel like it was still a good thing to do in that time with who we had.
Absolutely. You want to build off that momentum, especially with a young quarterback. You want to be able to finish off that drive with the score, being a go-ahead score as well.
Kick return killed.
Killed us for sure. Ivan Pace Jr., stay home. You don't need to be the hero. Don't be the hero when you don't need to be.
Yeah.
IPL.
Yeah. I'd say for the remaining of the season, I just want JJ to stay healthy. And get those reps. You're not going to learn without the experience. It's just not going to happen. I want him to put a little bit or take off some of that speed off the ball, like you were saying, put more touch on it. It doesn't always have to be a fastball. Most importantly, I want him to end the year more touchdowns than interceptions. That's the most important thing to me, at least. You can build off that. I just don't want him ending up with 10, 12, 15 plus interceptions on that Jameis, on the road to Jameis Winston.
It's a 30 for 30 school.
Yeah, or you know. So, I mean, I get, you know, throwing him out to the Wolves, but you still got to set him up for success. There's no reason why he has to be throwing 40 times, 50 times, KOC. Just letting you know, there's no reason for it. So,
I mean, with a receiving core like that,
but
kind of got to.
Man,
JJ right now is at 6 passing touchdowns, 8 interceptions. So, what do you project? I mean,
just look at his head. I want him to get at least.
Does he throw 3 this weekend? Does he at least
the Packers?
3 and maybe 1 you could almost say like the law of averages is probably going to throw one. If he throws like a deep ball again, where like some of these players are kind of, in a way, they're baiting him into these throws, and you can talk about that as like a defensive like safety and what you're seeing.
Yeah, I think once he moves around a little bit and the pocket starts to collapse, like he's got the athleticism to make the play, but then he does have a tendency to just see his guy downfield and throw it up. And, he's telegraphed a few passes and defenses are definitely catching on to that. His eyes go straight to his target. And so, yeah, you're going to sag off a little bit to make him feel like it's open. I think the prime example was that crossing route that he threw. I forget who picked it off, but
Fire.
Yeah, where he was down in the flats. He just stayed there until the last second and literally just dropped back like 3 yards and was right underneath it.
Yeah.
And I mean, with a guy like Byard, like he's been doing this a long time, but yeah, I think just calm him down, let the game come to you a little bit, go from there.
Right. And just again, like just eliminating the pressing, because I feel like the pressing is what's getting him into a lot of these situations where the game is getting tilted, like especially against Baltimore more than Chicago, because I feel like Chicago was just like the offense was just out of sync the whole game. But like against Baltimore, they were driving, and then there would be that huge mistake where it'd just be like, all right, now we are back to square one, where we thought we were going to go in for a score, and then now we are back on our back foot. Or again, situational football. I think this is something that KOC needs to get back to, is realizing like the end of half and how you got to protect the football and not allow teams to get that score. Because I think that field goal, or I think it was a touchdown in that Chicago game, where that was the game. The game was decided right before I feel like we even got to the second half, because you're just giving up these extra possessions that your defense shouldn't have had to be on the field late in the second half, right, because of those mistakes. Yeah. Don't want to be the dead horse here, but Jim, what do you need to see from JJ McCarthy, the final 7, to invest a little more stock into him going into 2026 and beyond?
It's simple. He needs to hit his target and be good. I sent you all those text messages last week, Brook.
Yeah.
I saw the plays. I was very furious. I was yelling and screaming here in Green Bay. They were all looking at me like, what the hell are they doing? I'm like, don't worry about it. It's football. But yeah, no, he needs to be more consistent, and he needs to hit his markers. And he, like one of you guys said, he's throwing the ball too hard. And he has great receivers who can catch the ball, who is proven that they can catch the ball when we need them to. But they're dropping them. Well, we know it's not the receivers because we know they can handle the stuff. So JJ needs to make those adjustments to make sure he knows when to put the right zip on it and everything.
Absolutely. Just being able to know the right touch on the ball, the accuracy, and then also knowing which players can make those plays for you. Like in some cases, you don't want to put the ball in situations where it could cost your team the game. And just I saying this over and over again, but I feel like we need to see a little bit more of Aaron Jones. I think Aaron Jones has been kind of a vanishing act a little bit. Like, he's been back in the lineup, I think, the last 2 weeks, but I feel like Jordan Mason's just having those angrier runs. And DK, you can definitely appreciate that, seeing a running back or any kind of offensive player finishing, a run with some anger and some attitude and some swagger.
For sure. Yeah, especially a running back, because, offensive linemen aren't made perfectly. So sometimes we let up a little pressure. We didn't flip our hips enough. We didn't hook the guy. We didn't, do our job the best way we could have. So, we're going to let a little leakage through every now and then. We just want to see you overcome that and, not expect us to always be perfect in the game. And you can still get 3 yards in the cloud of dust. So, yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. Cody, we got to do picks here before we close out here. We got a couple minutes here before we bid adieu for the afternoon. Picks for the week. We got a couple games. We'll pick the Vikings-Packers game. But the picks that I do want to go through, it'll just be 4 games that we're picking. We're going to start with the Sunday night Buccaneers. Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to be going on the road to Los Angeles, playing the Los Angeles Rams. So we start with Brad here. Just looking to the right.
I'm going with the Rams in this one. Matt Stafford's been playing out of his mind. That team, I mean, offense and defense is just, they're a complete team. That defensive front is no joke. And they cause problems for offenses. Earlier in the year, I think it would have been a harder choice, but Baker doesn't have anything to throw to right now.
No Mike Evans.
No Godwin. Brook has been hurt.
Banged up, yeah.
So it's just like he's losing receivers, and that's been affecting his play. He went from MVP talks to back to playing average football. Just the guy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going with the Rams.
Okay, cool. I got to go with the Rams with the way that Matthew Stafford, Sean McVay has been calling a lot of 13 personnel. I don't know if you're familiar with that. They're running 3 tight ends, and he hasn't been doing that like in all of his coaching career. I think it's been 84 plays in his entire coaching tenure with the Los Angeles Rams, and that's including a Super Bowl win. And now that he's done so far this season, he's already surpassed that in regards to how many times they've ran that 13 personnel with having 3 tight ends there, making sure that they're basically ancient quarterback in Matthew Stafford doesn't get hurt. And I hope that KOC see that as a KOC.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
KOC, I hope you see that in regards to like what your mentor is doing with the Los Angeles Rams, and having 2 great assets in Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua, and letting them actually be able to get that time to get open and make those plays. And also a strong running game, Kyron Williams, and also Blake Corum, former teammate of J.J. McCarthy. So it can be done with a balanced attack. But I like the Rams, and I know this is a little bit of a long-winded answer, but I'm going Rams in a close game. I don't know if Bucky Irving, former Gopher, is going to be back activated, because there's been some rumors that he's back, and then they're like, all right, we're probably going to rest him because Sean Tucker just blew up for 3 touchdowns in the last game against Buffalo. So I'm sure all the fantasy gurus out there is telling me like, no, we don't need Bucky back. We got Sean Tucker. He's going to be the new Doug Martin. Rest in peace, Doug Martin.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got Rams. It's going to be an entertaining game, though. 27-17.
I'm going to go with Rams, but I wish I could pick the Buccaneers. It's just, like you said, Buccaneers wide receiving core is done. They're just hurt. Both quarterbacks can sling it, and they will, throw for 400 or 500 if they need to, but without that receiving core, it's going to be tough. Matt Stafford's been doing it longer. Baker Mayfield's just now starting to find some success after the past couple of years, but I'll go with the Rams.
Okay.
Matt Stafford and Sean McVay for the win. Matt Stafford, is he still leading the league in touchdowns?
I
believe those that don't see. I think it's like 26. Buccaneers defense slowing him down.
Yeah.
But I feel like Baker Mayfield is like out of all quarterbacks in the league, I give him the most dog mentality. So I feel like he is going to make it interesting. He's not going to lay down. But I see a little bit more higher scoring than 27-7, like 27-20, 21 or some shit like that.
Okay.
That's what I'm predicting. But yeah, Rams.
Rams, I gotcha. So Rams across the board. Jim, your prediction of the Rams Buccaneers Sunday night tilt?
I hear Rams, but I'm going to go Tampa this game. I think they really have a good shot. I'm going to go Tampa. It's going to be shootout. It's going to go 36-33 is going to be the final score of the game.
Okay.
Tampa, it's going to be a shootout. I think Tampa even get the last drive, and they're going to win it in the last drive.
And Baker has some familiarity with Sean McVay, because he did finish out, I think, the end of 2022 with the Rams, and actually did lead the Rams to a victory against the Raiders. But okay, we'll see if Baker is able to shock the world and take down the Rams, because I think the Rams are looking like a NFC favorite right now as they're kind of coming together, especially after beating Seattle last week. Next game that I want to look at is the AFC side, is Colts Chiefs. We'll start with you, Brad, real quick. This is a real good one. Yeah.
I'm going Colts off the bye. Rested. Get a week to get healthy late in the season. And Jonathan Taylor has been playing out of his mind. He's MVP. Yeah. So I think it's gonna be close, but I'm going Colts, like 31-28.
Okay.
Also, no field goals for Harrison Butker, huh? No. Nah.
I got Colts. I'll keep it short. Colts. I just feel like the Chiefs' defense is not reliable, so that's why I got to go with Colts. Even though it's an Arrowhead, I really like what Jonathan Taylor and what Indianapolis has done, being able to mix up the run pass, and Shane Steichen being able to take over this Colts team. And actually, a lot of people didn't believe in the Colts being able to be a powerhouse and leading the AFC and the NFL in a lot of categories. So I got Colts winning this game 24-10. I think the defense pulls a couple of turnovers. Cam Bynum gets a celebration goal. Yeah.
At the ESPN Sportsbook, I think the Colts are going to pull it out. You got to believe, and you got to have faith, and you got to buy in, and that's what they've done so far this year. They've really bought in and really came together. I don't trust the Chiefs. I don't trust Mahomes. Kelsey's getting up there. I don't trust their defense.
Get Rasheed Rice.
Man, I don't trust him either.
I do embrace himself, right?
Yeah, I don't trust him either. But I think it's going to be 17-14 Colts.
On the flip side, I do trust the Chiefs this week. Yes, the Colts has been riding high this whole year. They got at one point in time they had two players on one side of the ball in MVP talks.
Crazy.
So yeah, I do give the Colts the credit for what they have put together and what they have been doing, and the level of skill and that they have. But if last year taught me anything, is don't bet against Patrick Mahomes. He's gonna find a way to find a way. And I just feel like going to Arrowhead, that stadium, for Daniel Jones, who I feel like is a still mentally fragile quarterback, if I do say so myself, I feel like light's gonna get a little too bright for him. The moment's gonna get too big for him. Patrick Mahomes is gonna rise to the occasion and pull out a nail biter. Because the Colts are definitely gonna make it interesting. They very much can win, but if I have to put the money on it, I'm going with Chiefs in like a 30-27 type of game.
Okay. So it's back and forth seesaw kind of game.
Harrison Buck, the game winner.
Harrison Buck through a game winner. HB7.
Grew up and up. Always be figure out how.
All right, Joe.
All right, I gotta go with the Chiefs again. I mean, the Colts are coming off on bye. You're rusty. I'm a big fan of rest versus rust. Like the more you play, the more you get. Yeah, you have a chance to get more players back from injury, but I just don't think it's a game in Arrowhead. If it was in Indy, I'd say maybe Colts, but I think in Arrowhead, I think that atmosphere there has a greater dash than you go visit Indy. I think the Chiefs are going to ride high on that. Daniel Jones, he's not going to have the capacity. I'm going to do 31-14 in final Chiefs.
Oh, yeah. 17-point win?
Yeah. If they're in the Colts are not going to get those points till the halfway through the third quarter onward.
All right.
Okay. All right. So this will be the third one, is going to be Steelers, Bears. We got the Steelers going to Soldier Field will Aaron Rodgers suit up for this game? This is going to be the I own you game.
I feel like the recent news have been kind of leaning towards Aaron Rodgers suiting up. You know how they cleared up the rumors that he didn't need surgery and all that. So I feel like they're just giving us a little foreplay for the big show. You know, like, yeah, he's gonna go play I still own you.
Yeah, still okay.
And if he suits up, Steelers. If he doesn't, Bears. That's what I'm going with. I just feel like the Bears are not a good team. Like, yeah, I know they're at the top of our division. Yeah, I know they just beat us, but look at how we lost. Like, look at the level of play they actually showed on Sunday. And like, they're not doing anything exciting. It just
We lost it. They didn't beat.
it's just Christmas for them. Gifts are just falling in their hands, and that's just one team in our division I just don't respect. The Bears. I tip my hat to the Packers and Lions any day, but just the way the Bears just play, I just never felt like they were capable of doing anything big. So I'm going with Steelers, especially with all the talent they got on the Steelers, offensively and defensively. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm going with Steelers in like a 24-10. 24-10.
Okay.
If Aaron Rodgers played it. If not, to flip the score.
Yeah, but right. Yeah, you can go. Or you can go.
I think whether or not Aaron Rodgers plays, Steelers are going to win it. Bears are just horrible. They're getting lucky. Yeah, they're horrible. Caleb Williams is horrible.
You can't say horrible. It's saying they've horrible.
Rick scraping the bottom of the barrel.
He sees them in a row.
Scraping the bottom of the barrel.
So we said that JJ was the 6 out of 6 quarterbacks I would have taken. Caleb was 5th.
Okay.
But
Definitely, yeah, you're right with that one. Yeah, Caleb fifth.
Yeah, I wasn't too excited about Caleb.
yeah, but I think it's going to be low scoring. I think it's going to be like 13-10 Steelers. I don't see a lot of scoring, just defensive.
Okay.
DK Metcalf for 2 touchdowns.
Love to see that. Yeah, that's your point. Hoping Steelers just blow them out, especially after all the trash talk that I got from all the Bears fans that I know in having lived in Chicago. So I got Steelers in a blowout. Want to see Aaron Rodgers definitely give it to the crowd one more time. I think this is going to be for the farewell tour for Aaron Rodgers because I know he had this game circled on his calendar. So I think this will definitely be a huge game for him and the Steelers. Mike Tomlin realizing what's at stake. The Ravens are right back on their heels at 5-5. You cannot go down and lose this game to Chicago. I feel like this is a gotta have it game for the Steelers. I think Steelers win this game going away 37-14. 37-14. I think they get like a punt return. No, I feel like they just like turn the ball over. I think their defense gets involved.
Yeah, never call it, sir. Yeah. Your head turns so quick. You're not good, bro.
That's why the pick through of the 37 is crazy, though. I love to see it, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to say the Bears are horrible. You don't win 7 games being horrible, but they have been definitely playing above their capabilities. If you look at the game last week, they should have whooped us with how we played. And
why didn't they?
Because 9 came out onto the field.
Right.
So
Literally because we're garbage, they're trash, and just
I feel like they've been playing, things have been falling their way and they've been playing a little bit above their capabilities. I'm giving this one to the Steelers. It's 2 old school teams. It's going to be a low scoring fight. I'm going like 20-13 Steelers.
Okay. So, less of a gap than the 30-30. So it does. Okay. All right. So we got Jim with your prediction.
Simple. It's going to be Steelers. It's going to be 21-13.
21-13.
It's going to be close. If Rodgers doesn't play, it's going to be 14-13.
Okay. Oh, dang. 14-13.
14-13.
If Rodgers doesn't play.
It's going to be like a soccer game, huh?
Is it Kenny Pickett? Mesa Rudolph or Rudolph?
Rudolph.
Rudolph. Last guy.
Last game. We got Vikings, Packers. We'll start with you, D.
Do we get JJ McCarthy or 9?
Yeah.
Which one's the good one?
The good one is JJ McCarthy.
We get JJ.
Pick 9 off those guys.
Get 9 off the boat.
9 is some bullshit.
Throw him out the club.
Kick him out the club.
Yeah.
I say JJ McCarthy puts on a much better showing than he did last week. Learns from his mistakes. Still as a grown man, you realize where you went wrong and what you need to do. So I have faith in him pulling that together. They're still losing. I was just, much as I want us to win, my football mind says we lose like 27-17 or something like that.
Double digit, but yeah, closer again. Yeah.
Yeah, Packers got a lot. Oh, my God, Michael Parsons. Oh, yeah. Don't hurt him, please, Mike. Don't hurt him.
Gotta go against Darisaw, though.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, I got faith in Darisaw over Michael Parsons. But, they can always switch him. Sure. Darisaw's not going to travel.
Yeah, with Brian O'Neill on the other side.
Yeah, with good, but not Darisaw.
Not Darisaw. That's facts.
So, yeah, it's going to be a fight. I feel like it's going to be like neck and neck first half, and then they just pull away second half.
Oh, wow.
That's what I'm seeing right now.
You did sweep them last year.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, with
Woodson. Yep.
But now we got 9. Right?
We got 9. Let's go.
Right. I think it's going to be a close one. I think we're going to pull it out 21-20. I think it's going to be a big game for Aaron Jones just going back to Lambeau. He's going to want to show out. Hopefully getting him 100 yards, 20 touches. But I want JJ to go for at least 2 touchdowns. No picks. Just be smart. Hold on to the ball. Let the game come to you. You ain't got to force nothing. At least try to gun it down the field. Give JJ a chance. Just once or twice. We'll see how it goes up. How about you?
Yeah, I got to go Vikings. I know it's a divisional game, and this might seem like it's out of the realm, but Vikings, I think they can win this game 24-23, and I think it would just come down to getting a field goal at the end. Getting a field goal at the end to get that lead. I think Will Reichard walks off the Packers at Lambeau 24-23. We get JJ McCarthy to lead the drive, and I think JJ McCarthy also gets a touchdown with Jordan Addison. That's something that I can guarantee. Jordan Addison will get into the end zone against the Packers.
He's on my fantasy team.
Yes, and he owns the Packers. He's an owner of the Packers.
I'm going to go with the script writers and history, and so it's going to finish with us winning 27-24. But for me, it's Jordan Love's banged up. Josh Jacobs is banged up. We've done a pretty good job of containing Jacobs the last couple of years. And I like
Harrison Phillips, though.
Right. Yeah, but now we got Hargrave and Redmond. Redmond's been
balling.
Redmond's been balling, man. I like our defensive front. We were getting pressure on Caleb Williams last week. Love's not quite as mobile. I swear to God, we lead the league in almost sacks, though. We're freshers. So,
sacks.
But so I think that we're going to be able to hold them, and Jordan Love's going to be Jordan Love. Anytime the pressure gets, comes, he likes to turn that ball over. So I think there's going to be a defensive touchdown, and it's going to be 27-24.
And I hope. And it doesn't matter if it's Toyota-thon. The Packers are still losing. I think these Packer fans keep saying it's Toyota-thon, and Jordan Love plays just, phenomenal during this time of period. I'm sure you've heard that, right, Jim? Toyota.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of time about Toyota-thon and Jordan Love. My goodness.
Toyota-thon, what's that?
Toyota-thon is just like a car sale that they have at Toyota. And then during that span of time, all the Packer fans say, Jordan Love just turns into a superhero.
It's like they're years.
I've never heard of it.
I thought it was something to do with the discount double check or something.
Oh, right. They're trying to manifest that. Right.
What about you, Jim?
What about you, Jim?
Okay. So I made my prediction earlier. I'm 27-24. It's going to be a walk. It's actually not going to be a walk-off kickoff. It's going to be a blocked kickoff at the end of the game as the Packers try to tie it. They're going to be at the 45-yard line. They're going to attempt to make the kick. It's going to get blocked. And the Vikings will recover it. They're going to go down and just let time run right off. That's how they're going to win it.
Sign me up, blast.
That's it.
That'd be great. We needed that last week.
It's a week late, man. I thought we had it. I was like, knowing us, we're going to block this field goal. Seeing it go between the goalposts was like, yeah, turn the TV off.
Yo.
Shout out Kendrick. Turn out the TV.
Turn that TV off. Right.
But yeah, we do appreciate you guys taking time out of your day to jump on the podcast and tell a little bit about your own personal stories, and then just talk football and just chop it up. And I don't know, we'd love to have you guys back. We'll just throw that out there right now. We'd love to have you guys back and just get continued updates on your stories and updates on just like what's going on with you guys.
So absolutely, thanks for having us.
We'll be on the Monday next time. Yeah. See you. Thank you, Jim.
Yeah, appreciate it.
We got going on.
Thank you, Jim. All right, until next time, we'll see you guys at the TOP. We're out.
Go. Dude, I love that.